fixed here. I've already hit record because Jessica's out on vacation. So there's my recorder. Welcome to Content Class. I am Julie. And if you are joining us today, this is a marketing class and Ask Me Anything. And Jessica is out today on vacation. So should be back next week for sure. So thanks for everybody that is joining us live. If you are catching us on replay, come to the group and say what you got out of this. So you can always leave. We do an Ask Me Anything at least once a month, just because everyone has so many things to go over. So, hey, Savita. Hey, Chris Ann. It is good to have y'all here. So anyone else that is here and new, if you will let us know what your niche is. Next time you come in, you can, so like Chris Ann says hello. So put a dash and then put whatever industry you're in, because we always try to tailor our answers to whatever industry you're in for the people that are here live. So, and don't forget to hit record. Yeah, but when we're both, when someone's not here, it's so hard to remember to hit record. So I just did it as soon as I came on today. Jessica hates it when I do that when we're here together. I've done it one time. She's like, oh my gosh. So, and there's this delay too. So anyway, so drop your questions here. Let's see. Last week we talked a ton about AI. I'm up for that as well. So, I test all kinds of AI, use it for everything. And yes, we love Jess. So I'm the more fly by the seat of my pants. So all right. So I hope everything's going well with your mom, Savita. You got any questions today? Savita is our resident financial guru. So helping women get back on their feet after divorce. Let's see. I'm trying to think of some questions that we had last week that would parlay into AI, so I can just move right into. Oh, I don't remember if you were here last week, Savita, but before we talked about AI a lot, and I know I mentioned. I don't think you were here. I mentioned that you we're going to use an AI video avatar. So I'm wondering if you've done that. I have not done it yet. I purchased through AppSumo a program, actually a couple programs that do that. So it's just a lifetime purchase. And anyway, I haven't done it yet. So I'll have to have a good hair day and do it soon. See what happens. So I've seen some that people have done and they've been pretty amazing. I mean, I think you could still tell, like for you, but at a glance and just trying to maximize the time you have to produce content online. If you're not in an industry that vilifies AI, we talked about that a lot last week too. So just in the book industry, which I'm working with my son, he's written a novel. So that industry does not favor AI. Most all industries, everybody else seems to okay with it. So yeah, people being afraid of it. Yeah, I get it. So I told last week too, that I have clients. I have a range. I have a lot of local clients as well as nationwide. So I don't just train and do social media. I do web design and direct marketing, online, offline. We're an agency, so we have local customers. And my customer was like, "That chat guy, he was awesome. He just helped me do, answered every question, just Johnny on the spot." I was loving it. So anyway, yeah, it's like it does feel like if you train your chatbot, it actually answers you very glowingly like you're a person. So anyway, somebody says my mom called me for my birthday and it's adamant about not moving and wants to stay in her house. Oh, well, I get that. So, it's hard. And especially as the older they get, the more stubborn they seem to get. So last week, AI, let's see. So I'm trying to think of where we could pick up. So we talked about, even like Songer, like the people that are using AI to write songs and things like that, you can write yourself if you're in marketing, you could write yourself, like depending on what you're in, a trailer, like a jingle or so if you're brick and mortar type store and you're a home builder, I don't know. Jingles are still there. Trailers, like background music for a video trailer. There's so many things that you can do. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what else has come up this week. If you're so something I've been working on this week that's been for clients is Google Shopping. Oh my goodness. We talk a lot about SEO and just trying to get your name out there, your business name, and like be everywhere. Google Shopping is the place that a lot of people are sleeping on. If you have any kind of product, you can get listed with Google Shopping as long as you have a somewhere to check out, and it just gives you more and more listings. So I've got a huge client, and they've got thousands and thousands and thousands of products. So that's on my mind this week. Let's see. And Google Shopping does not do, I know we've got digital products people here, does not do right now Google digital products. So Chris Ann says, I've been using AI to help me reason out decisions. It gives me different views. Last thing I did was to redo my Patreon levels. Awesome. Yes. Like, and if you prime it to give you pros and cons, like I've used it it's almost like a life coach for me at this point. So um, I still use ChatGPT when 5 came out. It was a little bit rough. We talked about that before, that we just sort of had a hard time kind of getting it trained back in. But now it's really dialed in. The with it learns about you. I challenge everyone to go in if you've been using it for some time, whether it's paid, free, whatever. We have a team account, so it doesn't train on what we put in. And because we have team, I have 2 versions. I have one that we use for clients, and then I have one that I use for personal projects, for my son's book, for the stuff that I write, all those things. Ask it to describe you. Ask it to sort of lead you into a conversation about like what you want out of life, all the things, or even a marketing journey. Like, how can you scale your business? How can you add um, another stream of income? How can you, like all of these things? And it will just lead you down this path and get it to act as a whatever it is, like if it's a life coach or if it's a business coach, just say act as a business coach to ask questions to lead me to determine whatever this is. So I really mine, I tend to be all over the place, and I don't know actually in the free version if it supports folders yet. I know we have folders, so like for our business, for life, personal, that way it keeps those conversations like separate. So, and you don't get that overlap. It still knows you and learns you. Chrisanne says, I had ChatGPT paid. Love doing the projects. Yes. Oh, projects. Did I say folders? Yes, projects. Um, and Savita says, yeah, me and Chatty have a love-hate relationship. I mean, if it knows that it can really call you out, that's good. That tends to be Jessica. We balance each other out. So a lot of times. So chat's my, balance as well. So, and I'll just ask it. It's like, is this dumb? Like I've literally asked, is this dumb? Should I be working on this? Should I be doing this? What's the best way, to get from point A to point B? So I'll ask. I don't mind. It still wants to sugarcoat things. So, and I'll tell it, be brutally honest. You're not going to hurt my feelings. So you'll get some amazing, amazing feedback along those lines. So I know I don't usually do this, but I know John's here. Hopefully your book is going well, John. Are you using chat to do any promo? You can. So we have a people get so bent out of shape on it training on whatever your input is. But I mean, it can find it anywhere. It finds, I mean, there are pirated books all over. Um, s like, in Google, whatever, so AI's already been trained on everything. We have a version that it doesn't train, but I have fed, like, my son's book in, and I ask it for, um, you know, hook passages, hook ideas. You can do the same thing. If you have like, you can prime we always say prime your chat. You can start a thread, and it does have memory, and in your first, you've got project files. When you've got projects, you can load project files. So if you get it to help you to create a project file, basically, of all your services, all of the products that you sell, your business mission, your whatever, like you can send it to your website to gather this stuff. And sort of like in the book world, you call it a story Bible. You want to build one of those for your business, and like feed it into chat so that it knows as much about you, you being the face of your business, all the products and services, and then it can really, really, really help you to write blogs, to do social media, to any almost anything. Hire people. You can feed resumes in and ask it which might be the better candidate. Now, obviously, it doesn't get, you could ask as part of the resume service or as part of the hiring process, you could ask it to write, a whatever why they want the job, and get it to help. So there, it's just limitless as to what um, chat can do, really. Any and all the AIs that are out there. So, and there are tons. Savita was here a few weeks ago and brought up Perplexity. So we've checked. Um, I, there's just so many, and there's so many image makers, so many video makers. We talked a lot about that last week. I'm not sure if Lori was here, but she's used it a ton. She has a bulldog. She breeds, but she also has health and nutrition site. She's building a membership, so she's used chat a lot. Chris Ann says, I'm redoing my website and moving over my content from the old to the new and using AI to freshen up. That's awesome. The blog posts and having it optimized for SEO gave me FAQ for each one to add to my FAQ page. You also can add those FAQs on the blog itself, and that helps if you put them in as a H2 and then answer it in that section. That will help you. It is very good to actually, have a FAQ page too, but long format blogs are where it's at right now for SEO. I do want to, before we get off today, talk about the rise of AI taking over SEO. There's this fear that it's going to replace SEO, but it's not. So still keep on with your website. John says, I'm pretty private and lazy. I hired it out. Oh, awesome. I just didn't want to work on that right now. The joy was in the writing. That is true of like 99% of authors, I think. So, yes, that's awesome. So, hopefully, that's going well for you. I mean, congratulations on finishing and getting it out there. Savita says, yes, I asked Chatty to go back and analyze all of my video scripts. It worked out pretty well. Organizing has become fun. This month is my birthday month. Yes, I remember that. September. Happy birthday. Savita, for anyone new here, Savita's been with us a long time. I don't know, 2020, 2021, somewhere in there. And let's see, birthday month and life insurance awareness month. So Chatty and I came up with me a giving back and offering complimentary life insurance reviews. Awesome. And bulldogs are cute. Yes, Lori's bulldogs are very cute. We've done website audits. That's something that we do also in these Ask Me Anythings. We can audit your social media presence, your online presence. any type of whatever. But having chat to be able to do that is super amazing. To get it to have that eye. One thing that I like to prime chat with is to try to avoid cliche AI writing. So I like to feed it something that I've legitimately written, so it picks up on my voice, my writing style, teaching style, if you will, and those we try to have those come through. But we do use AI to write um, a lot of our blogs. We use it not exclusively, like we don't just write a blog for a client with AI, but we do use it for research purposes. Um, to be able to come up with, like all of the talking points and things like that, and then we actually do. So it's a huge shortcut. Let's see. Da, da, da. Question: what do you suggest for newsletters? Someone mentioned Substack. I can just use your platform for my newsletters. Socially Sweet, no, but Substack. So I am playing with Substack. So back up. Newsletters. So that's one of the so with social media, I just want to take this to a teaching level really quick. So why would anyone want a newsletter? Um, we don't own the space around us. We don't own social media. We don't own, I mean, technically you do own a website, you can pull people, but like all of the spaces that you're pushing content out to, we don't have control over. So Facebook's gone down from time to time, and we don't have that voice. So if there's something critical or just messaging, you want to pull people off of social media into your something that you control, which is a newsletter, email marketing like MailChimp, um, SendFox, which is a free up to so many. You can buy lifetime with SendFox. I'm trying to think of Brevi. Like there's some free alternatives out there until you get to a larger base. So just starting out, ways it's terrible to have to pay. We have a large base, so we pay like $110 a month. We use MailerLite, and it's just because it works with Shopify really easy, and we can embed products and whatever. Would I choose it right now? I'm not sure. I've used everything under the sun for our clients because typically they come in with something. So it's like a go with what you know. They already know Constant Contact or MailerLite or Klaviyo or whatever flow something, bunches of them. So let's see. So newsletters is fine. Get chat to help you find something. MailChimp used to be the go-to free one. You had up to 2,000 maybe, or 10,000. It might have been, it was a bunch of users, that you could get on your list. So everyone should be building an email list, no matter what niche you're in. So an author, Lori's Bulldogs. Hey, Lori. Um, Chris Ann says she uses MailerLite. That's awesome. I like MailerLite. It's pretty easy. I used to hate Constant Contact, but I've had to use it for a client recently, and I like the changes they've made. So again, one of the biggest things that I always preach, because my son is like a planner instead of a doer, is that it should be about 10% planning and research and about 90% execution. So pick something and go with it. It is so easy to make a change. People think that they're just tied into it. Literally, no matter what program you use, you can export your list and you can re-upload them in something else. So start with something free, something just to get out there. Um, back to Substack. I'm sorry. And then I'm coming back, Chris Ann. Substack is a little different than some of the other platforms. So Substack is not a true email platform. Substack has its own built-in audience, which is good for trying to capture new people to your list. So it is think of it as a hybrid, and there's a couple of others that are out there, and I am just at a loss for what they are. I should ask chat. But there's one that so Substack has really grown recently. There was one that was here before Substack that was really big, probably still is really big. But Substack, people are jumping on the bandwagon with it. So, and that's what makes these work. The more people that are on there, the more opportunity you have to be seen. It's just the same as like people say they want to leave Facebook, and there'll be something else that tries to take Facebook's place. You cannot do that unless you have a mass exodus or a mass group on this other one, because number one, people go with what they know. It's just easier. They already know it. And number two is that if you go somewhere else and there's, a hundredth of the people that were there, you're not capturing everyone. So Substack has done a good job to build readership and with its platform. So you'll just have to check it out. There's some of everything. It'd be kind of like Medium, um, which is a blogging platform. And Substack lets you, so there's a big push someone started a while back, a big push for paid newsletters. You've probably seen them in your um, I don't know, in your feed. There's marketing ones out there, DTC, I think, and there's AI ones, and they send you an email every single day with something new, something to try, some their take, whatever. So um, that Substack lets you monetize your. You can have free content and paid content. So I hope my internet is not going in and out. It looks like it's trying to. I hope it's not. So. Let's see. Savita says it's called Mimosas, Money, and Mantras using ConvertKit right now. Started it on LinkedIn. Awesome. Let's see. And then school communities for $9 a month, and you can subscribe to them. Yes, school is good as well. So I am going to hold on. Let me see. So Chris Ann asked for a website. Let me see if I can get this to pull up really quick and I can share. I'll spare you. So anyone that's new here, I typically have 7 windows with 97 tabs each on every window. So I'm going to try to spare y'all from that today and just share this one. I hope. Maybe. I'm working on it. What is this? Hang on. Sorry. Oh, here we go. Sorry. Chris Ann, have you been here before? Yes, you have. So you were in the process. Awesome. All right. Can y'all see this? Hold on. I got to come back. You were in the process. I'm sorry. I didn't catch your name. Glad to have you back. So it does look a lot different than the first time we looked at it. Let me move this. Hang on. I'm going to try to see. Yes, we can see. Let me catch up in the chat really quick. Chris Ann says I've paid for school, but I don't know what to do with it. Okay. I know. I mean, and school again. So I don't know, 3, 4, even 5 years ago, everyone had Facebook groups, right? And we're running everything. And the reason for that is the same reason is that you can't pull people off Facebook. They're already on Facebook. And if you can just push them to your group there and whatever. Now there's been issues. Facebook's not pushing groups as much. It's just their focus has changed to sort of keep up with TikTok. So it's more video based. So anyway, I feel like people are successfully pulling people out of Facebook for this type of content. So, all right. So definitely you've cleaned up your menu. There's certain things that I remember. I like the call to action up here. So you've got, I don't think you had a freebie on here yet. So um, logo. There's still a lot going on. I still would urge you, let me zoom way in and let you see. So this is called kerning, back from the dino days of newspaper, but I forgot. Take text spacing, tighten this up so there's not this. You can just open it up in Canva, and then there's a T and squish them together. So that way these touch. So it's just a cursive. People don't even know how to write in cursive anymore these days, but cursive is supposed to be all fluid. So that's just a probably Dino Day's preference of mine. No one else probably cares, but I like your logo with the candy cane and the wreath here. So very good. And I like your name being on here. You're branding with your face. People do business with people. I haven't gotten that in quite a long time, but I used to say it every time. So, and I'm a fan of the start here when you've got a big site and you're not sure, or people aren't sure what you do. You know, you've got 3 to probably 3 seconds now. I'm gonna say 3 to 5 seconds, but it's probably only 3 seconds now. So, more memories, less stress this Christmas. So that speaks to me. I remember the first time I looked at this, you've got to win me over with the why, right? And like why I need to do something, you have to compel me. I saw a post this morning about everyone has the same 24 hours a day, and that's actually sort of it is finite time, yes, but everyone's what they've got to do within those are not the same. So um, this would be a back burner thing for me. I used to always I talk about and I love the Kanban style of planning because I'm a plate spinner. I literally have well, you probably can't see my hands because I can't see the thing. But anyway, I have this many things to do. And I work from left to right on my list and trying to work down through those. This would be way at the end of mine. But if I knew that I could spend a small amount of time and do whatever I needed to do that it would make my life during the rest of that time so much better, I'll do the thing. And there's other people like me out there. So you got to find out who your people are and what buttons you have to push. So the sales psychology. So it's already much better. I like your image back here. It's got a little bit of more words than most people suggest. However, I like it because we only have that 3 seconds to catch them. So simple simple steps for less stress and more joy this holiday season. See, you're speaking my language. I don't remember. I know I would have said that this the first time. But it's again, I can do the hard things and the things I don't want to if I know that it's going to make things more joyful down the line. I'll just, eat the frog, as Jessica says. I'll do it now so that I can have more peace about it. Because so many people actually stress about it. My son is this way. He stresses, he's a planner and he's a doer too, but he's way more of a planner than a doer. So he spends all of his time thinking, I've got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this. And he's stressing about what he's got to do instead of doing the thing. So this is like that. If you do it now, it can be a much successful and joyous because so many people now with Christmas, it's like, oh my gosh, it's gotten here and it's like stress and you've got to run all these places and do all these things and it sucks the joy out of it. So if you start early, you can have a joyous Christmas. Okay, 3 things. There's your newsletter, community, and Christmas resources. Like it. I like the good things come in threes, they say. So I like the what we're doing here. Um, Christmas tips. That's a good one too. This is going to be your blog, basically, I can tell. And I like the presentation of it. Very good. I'm not going to look, but you were on WordPress, I think. I can look, but let me know if you're still on WordPress. I'm not looking at the chat, but I will in just a second. Um, I assume that like the Christmas coloring pages, games and fun. So this tells me if I don't have small children, but if I did, that is a great, like if I, it can get in my head, okay, if I can get the yuck stuff that I have to do about Christmas, which sounds so terrible, but if I get that stuff done, then I can bake cookies and string popcorn and do the fun things that I'm supposed to be being present and spending time with at Christmas. So I promise I'm coming back to the chat. Um, very good. Face of your business. So anyone that's not being the face of their business, if you can get your mind bent around it, you should be. And this is the perfect way to do that. She's approachable. She's like, looks like she's got her stuff together. Um, ABCs of Christmas planning. Awesome. And this is just, again, another way to present her blog, or different. She's probably got a lot of blogs. All right. Join the Candy Cane Club. Good. Looking for a simple. Okay. I need a little more compellingness right here. Like, I get it with paid. This is a little bit much. So ask chat to make that more. Like, I need a 1, 2, 3 right there. What's in it for me? That's what I'm pretty sure that I would have told you the first time I looked at this, is I need to know right here what's in it for me. It's not everybody builds their website about what they do. And yes, it's that, but it's really what you do for the user that will keep them there, and for them to know they're in the right spot. So right here, I need a 1, 2, 3, what I'm getting. And then like the free and paid membership options, I would move that somewhere else. You want, when that people say paid, they're I'm out like right now, because you haven't built enough trust up with them yet. So leave that out, put that somewhere else. This, you want people to be free right now. You want to start them out free. So, and good with social media. I just, as a bonus, because I see all of your things, I would look for some little Christmas icons for these. Sorry, social icons. All right, I am really coming back. I just want to see your I want to see, here's your newsletter, sign up for weekly tips. Okay, 7-part Christmas newsletter. You're embedding from I don't know, remember where you said I've seen this before. And then, all right, I'm coming back to the chat. Sorry. Oh no. Can y'all see the screen? Have y'all been, I wish somebody, like, y'all need to raise your hand. Savita, you've been here long enough. You could have raised your hand. I'm looking to see, are you sharing your screen? Yes, I'm sharing my screen. Let's see. I'm not seeing it. I cannot see it either. It says, Chrisanne, I love the site. Okay, maybe Lori went to it. Still working on it, not complete. So somebody tell me if you were able to see this. There is the link to it again. That is awful. It says loading. Are you saying that now? I just used her link. Ah, that is stinks. I'm so sorry. Let me see if I pause it and unpause it. Do y'all see it now? Well, I'm glad that y'all went with me on the little journey. So sorry, but great job, Chris Ann. They done got me off my game here. Sorry. I'm going to look at the rest. So planning. So monetization, you've got the coaching, right? And a membership, I think. So let me go, let's start here. I would have a way to, like you had this right here. I would have a more of a monetization call to action, but this needs to, we want to get them in your group first. So, all right, man, that stinks. I hate that y'all couldn't see. Chris Ann says, on the Candy Cane Club page, I have 3 reasons I could move that to the front page also. Yes. Pare it down, to bullet points. Get chat to help you. So, all right. Well, there we go. I sure do hate that. That was not working. Who knows? Jessica's not here. She could have just said, hey, Julie, we can't see it. I could see it on my end. So sorry. In the chat, I could see it in the window being shared. Let's see. Lori says, that's what I'm working on in the launch of Bulldog Wellness Club, but I have mine through Go High Level. Oh, I forgot. Let's see. Let me go look. I can super sleuth and see. Oops. I assume just by looking at it, I maybe remembering that it was on WordPress, but let me look. I don't know. You must have moved to something else. I can't even tell here, or maybe I'm not on the right page. Anyway, all right. So you've made a tremendous push for change. Hopefully, now you've got social media to match and really pull people into it. The more you put out blog wise, for sure, the more traffic you'll get. There are some free platforms that you can use to just we need to do a training on Dib. I think Jen's not here, but I know Jen uses Dib. We don't want to get hung up on stats and things like that, but Dib, DIIB.com, can give you some more stats to sort of support whatever your platform that you're built on gives you. And as far as your keywords and things like that, the free version, it'll show you, I don't know, maybe the top 10 keywords, and it shows you a lot for that. Maybe we'll do that in a future, maybe next week or so. We'll do that. Um, anyway, but you can, use that to see what blogs are getting traffic. There's all kinds of other uh, ways to track that. Um, let's see. It was on WordPress. This is a new one. Editor through my hosting. I'm building it out there. Okay. That's awesome. There are so many, like people always say, what should I build it on? It's really what like go with what you know. Like my least favorite answer is WordPress. I have several clients that are on WordPress and I utilize it. It's just not the most user friendly, even with like Elementor and other, site builder add-ons to it or whatever. It is very customizable, but it's also hackable as well. So I'm glad that you've moved. Most of the other things out there aren't as hackable as WordPress is. Although that's sort of on the decline. There's still a lot of sites built on it, but it's open source and so many people could just use it to do bad. So phishing and things like that. When I had tons of sites on it, oh, it was terrible to try to run down all the phishing stuff. So um, let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anybody have any other questions before we go. Obviously, Chris Ann, it's going to be putting it out there to, get as much traffic as possible. That's for everyone out there. And I think Savita asked a while back about a Reels challenge. We probably need to try to do that here soon. Maybe in October, we'll try to get that together. Reels are still going to be one of the best ways to build your presence and trying to get comfortable with being online. I can do it, obviously. I just don't make the time to do it because my plate's spinning. Well, unfortunately, Reels is way down that way. Just because, again, we're an agency and we have paid clients. So the paid client stuff comes before our client stuff or our own stuff most of the time. So, and juggling those things. So, you are the face of your business, the better you'll be. So, um, any other questions? Looking forward to Jess being back next week. Um, and I can't believe it's already September 10th. I'm not sure about what's going on here, but Chris Ann, this is your time. It's everyone's time. Fourth quarter is barreling down through here. We usually do, we might need to do that. We usually do some type of fourth quarter challenge, like getting, things in order. It doesn't matter what niche you're in, fourth quarter is typically huge. So glad you could join us, John. It's your time too, affiliate marketing. It doesn't matter what it is. Somebody's buying for Christmas. So hopefully you're doing well. So same for you, Lori. I can see memberships being sold. Um, and Heather's not here. Heather's our resident tea lady. I mean, she could put together tea packages. So maybe we need to look at trying to get that on the books for next week or the next as like holiday planning and how to like really do something really cool um, for launching, doing a different way to repackage what you're already doing to make it new, cool, whatever. So Lori's launching Pinterest this month. That's awesome. Yes, those last a long time. They live there forever. It's a very great source of SEO. So, Chris Ann, if you're not doing Pinterest, this is perfect for you. Um, like all the crafts and things that you can do. So, yes, and Savita, I know you've got like all kinds of things. So, I'm sure we can package something up like really cool for a way to, you know, all marketing is putting a great spin on something and selling the same thing, a different way. So I'm sure we can come up with something. So we'll put that on the books for next week or the next week. Um, anyway, all right. Well, thank y'all. Um, if there's nothing else, I think we're gonna roll on out of here. So go do the thing. Chris Ann says she has Pinterest. She needs to freshen it up for sure. Keep adding new stuff, especially with your pins. You need to make sure you may have to open your old pins up if since you're not on WordPress anymore. You right this second. Make sure that traffic is getting to the right place on your website because your URLs have probably changed. All right. And let's say Laura said, if I didn't have enough on my plate, I'm working on a digest support product. I'm having with 9 dogs. Oh, goodness. Well, hopefully that goes well and that's all straightened out soon. So, gosh. All right. Well, y'all have a great week. Be sure to come back and join us next week. We'll have something a little more structured next week, something a little more talking point. Not sure if it'll go. We probably I don't. We might can roll into the holiday planning, but um we might look at the dib and we might look at something for AI. So we'll see. All right. See y'all next week.